I just realised I've been talking for the past 2.5 minutes and nobody could hear me. We're having fun today. So anyway, let me start again. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good day, good motto. Tally ho, and all that. What was it? That was said to me the other day. Pardon me, blueberries. Pardon me, blueberries. That's gonna be my thing now. Pardon me, blueberries. Chris will tell you about that. Christine will tell you about that. But yeah, as I was saying before, it's going to be an exciting week. I'm not going to say why, because I'm just going to let it happen. But I know it's going to be an exciting week. We're cooking. So I've got my tea, I've got my juice, I've got my painkillers, but we don't usually advertise them. Reason being, those of you who I haven't told, I've broken a bone in my foot. Hurts a little bit to walk, but it'll heal. It'll be fine. You know, bones heal, and they'll come back stronger. My foot might look a bit funny for a while, but ain't nobody gonna see that anyway. I'm not worried. Not worried at all. Oh, volume controls the wrong way. There we go. Cool. Let's try again. All right, now we've got the technical razzmatazz out of the way. How is everybody doing? If you are new, say hi. I would like to say hi back to you and welcome you to the channel. Oh, Alexis is putting my name in capitals. Something serious is coming along. Why is my name in capitals? Nah. Where you at? Please don't shout. Please don't shout at me. I'm delicate. Okay, Alexis has just shared that she has pizza, and you know how they say sharing is caring. I know don't overshare, but share the good stuff at least. I'm gonna pin that, so everybody that visits the channel right now will know that you have pizza. Okay, so the key question. Okay, I was literally just about to ask what pizza was it, but you've just mentioned it's got sausage, pepperoni, and ham. You know what? I can mess with that. That satisfies me. I'm very much a Texas barbecue. So I like the barbecue base, the chicken, the bacon, sometimes the onions. I like a good Hawaiian as well. I like variety. Variety is the spice of life. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting week, and I'm I'm finding it so hard to keep hush about it, but I've got to. I've got to. I have to. Not even my closest friends know what's going on right now. But it's gonna be up there. It's up there, and I'm so excited, so excited. So, Sean says barbecue on pizza should be considered desecration of a sacred sustenance. I think the term we would use would be sacrilege, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go as far to say that it's divine. Yeah, I went there. I went there. I went there and said it's divine. No diddy. No diddy. Blaspheme. Oh man, you got me choking on air now. So who else we got in the chat? Pop a message in, say hi, introduce yourself, tell me your favorite color. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Can I do that after Christmas? Am I allowed? Divine, I'm going to report the stream now. Or does that come under community guidelines? If I get an email tomorrow morning, if I if I get an email tomorrow morning saying you're not allowed to live stream for 30 days, I'm coming. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. How's the foot? Feeling okay? It's still Well, it's still a foot. That's all I can really say. I mean, it's not as difficult as it has been to walk on it, so that tells me it's healing. Yeah, I'm just keeping it rested, taking the painkillers. I kept it in ice for a good 6 hours on Tuesday, was it? So I literally just got a dishwashing bowl, filled it with ice, and just submerged it in there. Hella cold, don't recommend, but I think it's helped. You know, simple things. I'm still able to get my shoes on and off, so you know I can still walk. I mean, albeit a bit slower. It's not bothering me as much as it probably would. So you know I'm okay with it. I just gotta let it do its thing, and it'll sort itself out. You know, I haven't lost it, so yeah, it's fine. I've broken bones before, and I've also dislocated joints and things before, and I've got to say dislocations are a 10 out of 10 on the pain scale, whereas I now put breaks about a 7 or an 8 out of 10 on the on the pain scale. So I mean, I was walking on it for 2 days before I was even told that it was broken. So it can't be that bad. um, but I'll see how it is. I've got to go back to the hospital in about 2 weeks' time. So we'll see how it's going on there. I'll get it x-rayed again, and then they'll see if they need to put it in a cast, but I don't think they will. Um, it feels like it's healing rather quickly, which I'm happy with. As long as I don't do anything stupid like try and kick a football, then we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Purple is my favorite. What is it? Is there any context to that, Alexis? I'm not sure if I caught the right part of the conversation that you're referring to. Do 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 do. So I'm just going to check something. Okay, right. Trying to spam the algorithm. Do, 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 do. I'm also seeing if the chat on my streaming software lags, but it doesn't look like it does, which is cool. I'm happy with that. That's good. I need to start filming my new video as well. Now that I've got the idea, I've got it all on paper, so I just need to start the creationary process. I find it's like doing like a paper mache type thing. You know, because when you start filming, you're getting all the glue and the paper, and you're putting it around the balloon. And my new video, it's going to be about common misconceptions of manifestation that I have encountered, more so over the past 12 months, because there has been a lot. I've yet to think of a title for it, so this video remains unnamed. But the inspiration from that came in from a live, where one of the questions were, what are the common misconceptions about manifestation? Because we talk about it quite a lot. I mean, we even talked about it today, where a lot of content creators out there have said, you know, just flip your thoughts and then it'll all be hunky dory. And it's like, well, hang on a second. Yeah, but how long for? You know, it's one thing going, oh yeah, just do 10 million affirmations. You know, make a white offering to the god of sofas, and you know, make love with a rabbit hutch, I guess, and then you get your SP back tomorrow. And it's like, well, all right, but how do I keep it? I think there's, the way I see it is, it's like building an engine. So you obviously have to get all your parts together, but there's things to put into account, like certain parts have to be at, you know, certain angles, or you have to fix things in a certain, you have to fasten things in a certain order. And that to me revolves around your conception of self. You know, there's nothing to change but self. So, and the things that you have to fasten in could be things to do with, like, your beliefs about love, your beliefs about money, your previous beliefs about cars, and the things that you want in relation to how you've previously been programmed. So there's a lot of things to unlearn and a lot of things to learn. So for example, if I am to build a V8, I have to unlearn how to build an inline four. We're talking about engines now. So an inline four is common across most family cars. Although over here there's an emissions law going on, so a lot of them are 3-cylinder. And they're built a certain way. You know, I can build one of those with my eyes closed. But if I ever want to go ahead and build a V8, which commonly are found in a Mustang, for example, I can't do anything that I did in that inline four. Not a single thing. So I have to unlearn what I've been doing with a family car and go, right, so I need to learn how to build a V8. And this is what we're heading for. I've just realised I've rambled on completely off topic, which is brilliant. But yeah, the new video is common misconceptions. Or common myths, as it were. Manifestation myths. Because I notice we talk about it quite often, and there's hints of it in various other videos, and I've yet to see any full detail about, you know, what the common misconceptions are. And this is all based off of things that I've seen in the past, and still somewhat continue to see, albeit I don't really watch many videos anymore. There's not many YouTube videos about it that I do watch. So I think that I've curated my algorithm in such a way that I get the content that's actually worth watching, as opposed to the, oh, flip your thoughts, do your affirmations, all will be well. You know, I must have done about 30 affirmations in a minute, and I was like, I'm tired. When I started, I sat on the couch just clicking every time I did one, and I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to eat and go to bed. So, but yeah, I've got it all written down. I've just got to put it together. Put it together. It's been a while since I did a video as well, because I was more focused on doing the lives, and I had a few work projects going on as well. So I simply didn't allow myself the time. I probably had the time. I just didn't use the time to create a video rather than do other things. But we move. Because no amount of money ever bought a single second of time. I'm excited too, Alexis. I'm excited to get this one out. Actually, I know. I see a lot of my videos are not long, but I try and keep it to the point where there's enough in there, because I'm basing it all on myself. Don't get me wrong. I have a very good ability to watch videos 10 minutes long and above. However, if I'm watching myself, I find it a little bit harder. So I did a draft of a video that lasted about 15 minutes, and after about 7.5, I was like, no, I'm not watching this anymore. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't feel like watching this anymore. So that's why I kept it a little bit shorter. But then I'm always interested to hear opinions as well. I've yet to see a comment asking for longer videos. If such a time comes where that's the general consensus, then I'll look to do that. But I think this next one that's coming up is going to have quite a bit to it. Lucky 13 is here. Shout out to Lucky 13. And please share the pizza. We should do a pizza night. HNT pizza night. So I'm gonna drop and pin the school link in here as well. Sorry, Alexis, I've unpinned your message. Let's drop that in there. So when people join, they will see that and then go, oh, what's this about? Marketing. Doing marketing things. But yeah, going back to the new video, I think the key quote here is nothing to change but self. Nothing to change but self. Mama. Ooh. Sorry, I saw that comment and that was the first thing that popped into my head. Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, carry on. I forgot to put it on the gram, man. I forgot about the gram. What's the link for this one? What is the link for this one? Ba 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 ba. Who are my favorite content creators in this space? Here nor there, obviously. Shameless plug. And that's no diddy. Like, I think my most watched videos are yours. Those are my most watched over the past 12 months. Second to that, there was a lady called, was it Genevieve? Wonderful lady, wonderful lady. I saw her video. I saw a video she created about the pearl of great price, and that was then how I stumbled upon Here Nor There, because I was looking for videos on the pearl to get more information on the pearl. And there was Mind Over This Matrix, who's another British guy. He's got like a studio setup going on, it's almost like a photo booth kind of thing, which is pretty cool. And I love his tattoos. His tattoos are amazing. But he seems like such a delicate guy, but he's delicate but thorough, and he's not. He puts across a bit of tough love in a very delicate way, and I love that. I love when people do that. That is one of my favorite things. So yeah, so those three. Abraham Hicks, because I love her humor. And if I want to get some serious drip feeding going on, I will watch some El Malocca stuff as well. Brilliant guy. The first one I ever landed on. Oh wow, what was it? It was one of the ladies that used to worked alongside Sammy Ingram. And that was how I then found Sammy Ingram, and then started to branch out into other things. I can't remember what this lady's name was, but she was like, "It's lit, it's legit, you get your shit," and she had such good energy. It was like really, really up in the air. And in my mind, that a lot of that revolved around affirmations as well. But that being said, had it not been for that kind of content, then I may not be here now. So I've got tons of gratitude for every single person I have watched and at least learned something from. Because it's been brilliant. We got a question. So, Drea, welcome. When you're manifesting someone, I understand that self-concept is important, but do you have to see yourself in the way you're viewed by your SP, or just solely about you? Okay, so to answer that, in my experience, and you can test this because there's two elements to this. Everyone is you pushed out. So don't try and change other people, because they're simply messengers telling you who you are. There is nothing to change but self. So everyone is you pushed out. Remember that. And your self-concept is how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself in relation to your desires. And for example, your self-concept could work around a series of things such as, let's say, currently you may be in a particular state. I'm not going to say which one it is, but you've started to believe that you're a hopeless romantic. That is part of what forms your self-concept. It's the way that you see yourself in relation to what is going on around you. But that can change, that can improve. And when you focus on the things that you love to do, there's also the things that you love to do, the things that you love about yourself, and work on the things that you wish to change about you. And that includes your beliefs about the things that you're going for. For example, if you used to believe that money is scarce, there will be work to do on that. For example, you always become rich in mind before you become rich in bank account. However, there is also an element of authenticity. So whilst you're improving your self-concept, it's very, very important to also just be yourself. I hope that answers your question. If you have any further, please do ask. I'm pretty sure I might have done a video on this. So in short, no, you don't have to see yourself in the way you're viewed by your SP, because let's say that they currently see you as a person they don't want to spend time with. That's due to an old seed being planted and currently being harvested. So if you continue to see yourself that way, that is the experience you will continue to bring in. So the way that you want to see yourself is the way you should see yourself, for example, if that makes sense. Everyone is you pushed out. Origami, welcome. So I'm just catching up. Everyone's kicking it with origami because it's been a while since we've seen you. I hope you're well. Well done for prioritizing your education. Lucky 13. Do you have any thoughts on what role, if any, ego plays in our manifestations? Can it ever be helpful? That's a very good question, actually. Some people out there will probably say that ego is the devil on your shoulder. I don't necessarily believe that, but there's a time, I think, provided you're not 100% paying attention to your ego 100% of the time, then it can help benefit you. Because your ego could be addressed when it comes to setting boundaries, in my opinion. So if someone crosses a boundary and it upsets you a bit, there's probably a good reason why it's upset you. And I think ego may take over in that, because there's a book that I read called The Chimp Paradox, which is about mind management. It's by a gentleman called Professor Steve Peters. And it basically goes on to say how the chimp element of your mind is effectively the ego. So it will make decisions based on emotion, whereas the human mind will see a bit more logical side of things, as if to say, let's say you're cut up in traffic. So a car cuts you off for seemingly no reason whatsoever, and it's held you up a bit longer than you expected to be. So the chimp part of your mind will go, yeah, he's cut me off. It's now going to take me longer to get to work. And you're all up in arms about it. That'll be the chimp part of your mind. So in this case, ego is not going to benefit you because you're all up in arms about everything. You're getting angry, but what's it going to solve? Nothing. Whereas the human part of your mind, the logical side of things, will go, okay, so they might not have seen me. They might not have been paying attention. It's now made the line a car longer, so it's going to take me that little bit longer to get to where I need to be. But the line was fairly long anyway. You see the difference between the two. So I think it's entirely dependent on the situation. I think when it comes to objects like money and vehicles and things like that, I don't think it's helpful because it could then play a part in boasting and thinking you're higher than somebody else. Obviously depend on how your ego operates. So in that particular situation, I don't think it's helpful because if you're going around going, oh, look at me, I've got more money than you, it's like, well, you're going to lose that soon enough, because you're letting your ego take over. So I think it can sometimes, but only in a very small dose. Very small dose. I'm very well, thank you, Origami. How are you? Oh, we're busy up in here tonight. Amazing. Amazing balls. It's getting quite warm in here now. Getting quite warm. Actually, let me put that as a notepad because inspiring. Can ego not be equated with self-concept? I think it's very important to tread carefully with ego. The only reason I say that is because if we are not careful with how our ego tends to operate, we may end up. There is a possibility. I'm not saying it's definite. There is a possibility that we may begin to think that we are above the next person. However, we are all elements of a creator. We are all the operant power of what is our perceived reality. So essentially, we are all equal. I'm gonna paraphrase Goddard here, where he mentioned, to think of another as less than yourself is simply stealing. You are stealing that of another. You're stealing from that of another man his birthright, and that's that of equality. So I think self-concept and ego are two completely different things. Because your ego, personally speaking, ego can have a habit of trying to control the how and the why and the when. For those on an SP journey, I think maybe when you first started out and there may have been a disconnect or anything like that, You may have tried to control the how and the when. Don't tell me you didn't, because I'm pretty sure you did. And that's where ego got involved. So, and personally speaking, when you go through what's known as a spiritual awakening, what that is shedding away or stripping back the layers of ego that were previously covering everything else. So, like I said before, your self-concept is how you see yourself in relation to whatever it is that you're going after, whereas ego is seeing yourself as better than. That's my take on it. That's my opinion. So again, I think we have to be very careful with letting our ego drive, because it's not licensed and it'll crash the car. Ego is going to crash the car. Where's the link for this one? Oh, we're on the 25th. So one HTTPS YouTube. TPX IK8 WN0. There we go. On the gram. No, you're welcome, Origami. Thank you for the question, and thank you, Patricia, for starting that topic off. It's quite an interesting topic, actually. I don't think I've really dived into it before. So I think all in all, ego's like being on an icy lake. We don't know how deep, how thick the ice is. So we have to be careful when skating on it. I miss ice skating. Going back to Sean's question, subconscious lows, or laws, subconscious laws, I think she calls. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. I just love how she throws an F-bomb in like every 5 sentences. It's like, because you're not fucking doing it. I'm gonna get demonetized for that, but it's fine. Like, because you're not fucking focusing on yourself, darling. Yeah, I love her to pieces. Like, I watch every single one of her stories as soon as it comes up on my gram, and it's brilliant. I think she's just moved into a new HQ. I saw a story go up not so long ago, and she was decorating and things, which is pretty cool. It's interesting how so many of us can name the same 2 or 3 content creators when we first found this path. I think a lot of it was down to popularity, because I mean, let me try this. I'm going to go onto YouTube, because I set myself on the path because I heard someone talking about it in 2023. And they're like, oh, I'm manifesting. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Shreya Karshner as well. He's a good man. I like him. If I was to search for manifesting, now there's a ton. There's a ton of SP stuff. Missy Renee was one of the ones I came across as well. She was the one that taught me about self-concept. Well, the first time I heard about self-concept, because I was hearing a lot of stuff about self-concept, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You see, leaps and bounds. And then I watched The Secret, and that's where I stumbled upon the metaphysical side of things, and Bob Proctor. It's the first time I've seen Bob Proctor, and his it was like, you know, it's all about the motion in the ocean, and I think one of his quotes stuck with me, which was, "Pay attention to your attention," and what does it go? Energy flows where attention goes. And I'm like, yes, that energy flows where attention goes. So if you're sat there thinking about money all day, and you're paying attention to it, so that's where the energy's going. But the bit into that is, what are you thinking about that money? Are you thinking that you're receiving it in abundance, or are you thinking about how you haven't got it just yet? Got an example. Sorry, dog. So, this is my first pair of motorcycle boots. They're a bit dusty at the moment because they've been sat on the shelf for a bit. My first pair of good motorcycle boots. A pair of Alpine Stars. As you can see, the bottoms are a bit worn. These boots cost me absolutely nothing. Now, 6 months before, I was... Odin sat there thinking we're going out. 6 months before, I was saying to myself, I need to get some really good motorcycle gear, and you know, this is Alpine Star stuff, so they're fairly Gucci. Usually very expensive, and then I sort of didn't think about it because I had protective equipment. I wasn't worried. You know, make do with what you have, and you know, be grateful for what you have. I said to myself, if I was to crash my motorcycle at this point, you know, I will be okay because I have enough protective gear on to save my bones, save my skin, and I'm quite thankful for that. So yeah, gratitude. And then I get a text one afternoon from a friend of mine who I built a website for. And she says, "Oh, I've got a pair of boots. Do you want them?" I says, "What are they?" And she goes, "Oh, they're Alpine Stars." And I'm like, "How much?" And she went, "Absolutely nothing. You can have them next time you come get them." I'm like, "Dude, seriously." And then yeah, I got these, and I've had these ever since. These I've had these for about 10 years now. And then look what happened. 2 years afterwards, got these ones. They're exactly the same but different. These are newer. I actually paid for these ones, so these ones got more tread on the bottom. Yeah, I like them so much. I got a second pair. There's something in those. Never mind. And then I said to myself, I want to get another pair of Alpine Stars. I want some race boots. So I just left it. Let it go, detachment and stuff like that. It's so much easier with objects because there's less resistance. And then I got these ones. Now, usually these are the equivalent of about £250, so probably about $300. I paid 50 for these, and they've got the funky straps on the side. Again, Alpine styles. So I've got 4 pairs of boots now, which I've never paid full price for. So yeah, energy goes where energy flows where attention goes. But yeah, it's literally you're manifesting things every day, every day. You thought we were going out, didn't you? It's because I picked up my boots. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up and say hello? Come on, hop up, hop up. Slow down, slow down. Hop up. Good boy. Here's the boss man. Boss man. Yeah, he's had enough. He's had enough. Got a little howl. What's the matter? What's the matter? Not a doctor, but a research scientist. Wow. Origami's going to save lives. Tom and Malika. Um, yeah, I think I only really watch Elmer. I haven't really seen any new stuff from Missy Renee, to be honest. I don't know if she's got any new content up. Haven't really watched much content. Finally got my For You page to stop pushing SP in 5 days crap. I don't know. I kind of look at that and I kind of watch it for the comical value more than anything. Um, it's like, oh, yeah, if you do this meditation, your SP will text you in the morning. And instead, I think the first time I ever tried that, my dad texted me. And I'm like, dude, seriously. And all he wanted to do was, all he was after was asking me around for lunch. And I'm like, I'm trying to do something here, dude. um, Now I remember like all these different techniques, like what was it, the telephone method, the whisper method, going around on TikTok, and oh, that was a time. That was a time. that was interesting. Nero's videos just make me feel so in tune with the world. That's because he's British, and we Brits are good at that. We're slowly coming to invade your land. We're measuring things in cups of tea per colonized nation. The most outrageous technique I heard of. Oh wow. I've got. I think it was. I think it was the whisper method, to be honest, because I think it was the way that a particular content creator, I can't remember their name, but they showed you how to go about it. It's like, oh yeah, you've got to whisper it out loud. So I'm sat there with my eyes closed, going, pss, 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 pss. And I did it a couple of times, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, this is mad. You're like, if I'm sat there watching myself do this shit, and I'm sat there going, pss, 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 like, are you high? What are you smoking, and can I have some? It was mad. It was mad. And there was one. Oh, there was a load of stuff going up on TikTok. Now I haven't used TikTok for about 18 months because I got fed up with it. Well, tell a lie. No, sorry, tell a lie. I posted on there once when I started this channel, and apparently that video went viral. I saw it had like a couple of thousand views, and yeah, I just haven't posted on it since. I've left it alone. I can't be bothered with it. It got banned in America for a grand total of 24 hours. But yeah, there was like all these kind of sexual ones and things like that. It's like, you're basically beating off to your SP, and it's like, what? Oh, what? I'm sat there like, that's surely obsession. That is surely obsession. Oh yeah, you'll manifest them quicker if you think of them when you're doing your thing, and it's like, what? that's surely obsession. Surely obsession. And I was like, oh, no, I've got to quit this. I've got, I've got to look at something else. I can't. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Sean says there's a dick method. Is that a helicopter thing? I can't. Whisper method that I learned was just going into meditation CSP and go whisper in his ear. No, that is exactly what I mean, Patricia. But there was a particular, I think it was a YouTube short that I saw where they said, you've got to whisper out loud whilst you're in meditation, because then I don't know, it amplifies the energy or something. So I'm sat there going, pss, 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 or you know, I'm saying to her what I wanted to do, like give him a call and all that shit, and I'm like, what? What? Yeah, yeah. It was mad. It was mad. No, it's like some they're repeating affirmations in the shower, and Dick is the acronym. Um, DICC. Does that mean do I come clean? Or yeah, did I cut cheese? That's that's another term for farting, right? Did I cut cheese? I think we're gonna call it. Did I cut cheese? Who cut the cheese? Ladies, if I was a man for a day, I would do none of those things. I would do none of those things. Oh yeah, we're calling DICC. Did I cut cheese? Just saying. Just saying. Let me put another one in. Let me put another one in. There we go. Nah, it's did I cut cheese now? We've committed to it. um, if I were a woman for a day, what would I do? Um, if I were a woman for a day, I think I would spend time writing down how my mind works, to be honest, in comparison to being a man. Because there's that saying, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or something along those lines. And I would like to see um I would like to see if that's true. But I think at the same time, if I were, oh, I mean, it's an interesting question because a lot of people I've heard this question being asked to before kind of instantly go to like the body parts thing. It's yeah, everyone's got body parts. It's nothing new. Um, I think I'd also I don't know. Going clothes shopping would be fun, I guess. I sound like someone's gay best friend, but no cap to anybody that is in or looking for a same-sex relationship. It's just not my bag. Just not my bag. But that's probably one of the things I do. I guess I just do regular girl things. It sounds boring as hell, but I'm not gonna stand there in front of a mirror going, "Ooh," childish, I do that anyway. I do that anyway. My secret's out. Secret's out now. When I was deep in the ruts, I was about to pay some scammer money to do a ritual for SP and me. Vulnerability moment. I paid a scammer, and I gave this person a fairly interesting sum of money. And then 2 days later, they come back and went, "Oh, there's a black magic on you. We gotta get rid of the devil." And I'm like, right. And this person was like, "I need another $250 to get the devil off of you because there's some black magic on you." And I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that." "But we gotta get the black magic off of you because some woman's put some black magic on you from your past." Shut up! No, shut up. So yeah, that's how that's what happened there. I went into tarot readings where they wanted to do one every 7 days for £15, and they went, "Oh yeah, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that," and I'm like, I've spoken to 2 different readers, and apparently they're saying the same thing. So, are you reading from a script or what? What's going on? So yeah, I didn't do that again. I went to there's a lady local to here that does tarot. This was before I fully understood the way that tarot worked, and she talked a lot about energy and gratitude. And one of the things she said, which was really interesting actually, was you need to work on yourself. And at that time I was like, when you're hyper focused on the thing you want, you kind of put everything else on the back burner, didn't you? And it's like, yeah, I'll do that, but first I need to get my SP back. No, nothing to change but self. And here I am. So I've got to express some gratitude to that lady. Her name was Lisa. She's a really lovely woman. I asked her a follow-up question, and she's got some very firm boundaries. She's like, "We've already had the reading. You had your chance to ask your question. Unless you want another reading, which I wouldn't recommend doing within 4 weeks because of the energies involved, wait till your next one if you ever want to book one again." But one of the things she said is you've got to work on yourself. And she said she mentioned some things which did inherently become true, because obviously this is the experience that I drew myself into. So it is how essentially what tarot is, where it kind of reads off the energies that it's basically mirroring what's going on up here. That's the way I interpret it anyway. A number of people interpret it many different ways. So I chose not to do them anymore. I'm I'm like, right, I know what I want. I just don't know how to get it. And then, it dawned on me. I believe that everything comes to you when you either need it to or when it's the right time to. So it was at that point I went manifestation, and it just went like that. And I went, okay, so how do I do it? What do I need to do? And that's when you start, spoon feeding yourself content. It's like you haven't eaten for 3 days and you've got a bowl of cereal in front of you and you're just like, yeah, I need to cram it all in. And then you sort of slow down after a bit as well. And so, yeah, it all happens. It all happens when it's supposed to. And one of those things was, working on yourself, like, your self concept, the way you carry yourself, the way, just being as decent a person as you possibly can, and focusing on your own values. Like one of my values is honesty, and I've actively said I'm not taking any prisoners this year. So if I catch you like not telling me the truth or being transparent with me, there's two ends of the spectrum. Either you don't tell me at all, or you tell me the truth. And there's been a couple of people already this year that have crossed that boundary, and I says, I'm sorry, you've got to go. I'm not dealing with that. So I've removed them from my arena, because I've got to stay true to myself at least. I've got no room for that, and it's only going to block my growth. So, but yeah, it's I think everything happens when it's supposed to, or at least when you believe it's supposed to. But again, you manifest what you are. So maybe I manifested the path to manifestation. No, in fact, I did. Because I turned around and said, I've got to cut I've got to cut my shit. Cut my shit. So yeah, everything happens at the right time and when it's supposed to, and it's either a lesson or it's a stepping stone. So I've had many lessons in patience, because previously I was a very, very impatient person. I wanted everything done yesterday, and that was something I built up over time. Whereas I've over the last 6 months, in fact, I've learned to just sit back and wait a little bit. It's not going to make it come any faster if I say I want it done yesterday. So if it comes tomorrow, great. If not, then we'll carry on. I'm still going to be here. And take my car breaking down, for example. So those of you that don't know, my car blew up last week. That's pushing me into something else. That's segueing me into something else. And 2 days after my car broke down, I broke my foot. So you got to go through the shit to get to the sugar. Sometimes, but a rose doesn't ask permission from the rain in order to grow. So, and I realised I broke my foot, And, I walked out of the hospital and I says, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than this to break me. And then I just carried on. I just went home. What are you grateful for today, Nat? Today, I am grateful for... I think I'm grateful for being able to stay put. I did have some things planned with some friends this evening. However, I'm not going to say I got stood up. It just something different happened in their world, which meant the plan didn't follow through. So it was. I think that was just basically me, the universe saying to me, you know what, stay put. I'm just like, okay, fair enough. So I think, I don't know, I put it down to possibility. I think maybe if I had forced the plan, as it were, I could be in a particular situation that isn't good for me. As every day, I'm thankful for everybody that comes to these lives and supports me. I'm grateful for the people I connect with, and I'm grateful for my dog, even though he spends 15 hours a day asleep. I'm grateful for not getting wet when I walked in this morning. It's always nice to stay dry. Always nice to stay dry. But, if I got wet, I got wet. It's got to be done. I'm actually grateful for having a conversation with the lady at the tills in the shop. You guys call it cash register. The lady at the register. We had a conversation about baking, and it proper made me smile. And she handed me my receipt for my stuff, and I turned to her and said, "You're an absolute star. Thank you very much. Just for handing me a receipt." And she said, "It was lovely talking to you, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Saturday." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." It's little things. I'm paying attention to the little things. If someone says, take care, it's that to me is, they wish you well, and you can do no worse than wishing somebody well. So no better than wishing somebody well. So yeah, I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful to be in a position that I am in still on this journey. I'm grateful to be part of Here Nor There in the capacity that I am. Because every day I'm pushing to be better than I was the day before, and whilst I don't often see it, I know it's being reflected. So this, I'm not going to say it forces me, but it implores me to uphold the values that I set for myself. Because I think without those, my self-concept would be absolute shite. But yeah, I'm grateful for all of you guys, especially, every single one of them. That's without condition, because you've supported me. You've got me. I think without your support, I wouldn't have even started this channel. And it's not taken off overnight, but I'm still happy to do it because I enjoy doing it. You know, I'm not really expecting anything of it. Right. Where are we in the chat? God, I've missed a few. Missed a few. Relax, you're gonna get some. Good thing you have another foot. It's like a spare tire. Well, no, because a motorcycle doesn't have a spare tire. It only has two tires, and I'm kind of two-wheel drive at the moment. Although I'm 1.5 wheel drive. I have a very important question now. Do you eat fish fingers and custard? What, together? No, that's disgusting. You don't put, you don't mix custard with fish fingers. I do, I do like a fish finger sandwich. I am not going to lie. If I didn't buy any today, but if I had some fish fingers, I would make a fish finger sandwich right now. Oh, custard. It has to be with something. So I'm not going to sit there and eat a bowl of custard on its own. I am never going to do that. It doesn't sit right with me. So yes, but it's conditional. Are fish fingers what we call fish sticks? I do believe they might be. I think the easiest way to find out, Patricia, is to do a Google search. Search for bird's eye fish fingers. Oh, I said Google and now my phone's going nuts. Oh, let's have a look. Let me get these up. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's fish fingers. And they are great in a sandwich. What is the greatest food for you? You see, I just like food. There's only really four main things I do not eat. I love a good burger. I love a good burger. Mm. There's a plate. There's like a burger van 20 minutes drive from my house, and they do the most amazing burgers, and the only day they are closed is Christmas Day. That is the only day they are closed. You will find them open 364 days of the year. It's in a viewpoint that overlooks the city as well. So yeah, they do a really good cheese and egg burger, and honestly, it's like that big. It is massive, and even a small one is quite large. Um, but yeah, I do love a good burger. I love a good pizza, but it has to be a proper Italian pizza. Um, I, I am quite privy at times to like the fast food chain pizzas, but I do like a proper Italian pizza. Other than that, I'm I'm a huge in terms of sweet things. I'm a huge fan of what we call biscuits. So um, I sent Sean a picture of custard creams, and I said that these need to be accompanied with his cups of tea, and there is a very good reason for that. There is a very good reason for that. Question for you, Alexis. Have you tried the tea we talked about yet? I can't remember if you actually said anything about it. And have you tried it using the method that I talked about? Alexis's favorite meal to cook is salmon and potatoes. Now, I said to Alexis that I'm not a fan of salmon, but I've got a feeling she's going to change my mind. If you've ever seen Alexis's cooking, she needs to be running a 4-star restaurant, like tomorrow. Sort it out. Yes, and it's delicious. I haven't enjoyed it with milk yet, though. The whole milk concept is usually a personal preference, but a common English way to do it is to have tea with milk. How much milk in it tends to vary again by personal preference, but if you usually have tea without milk in it, then just put the tiniest amount, just so it changes the color slightly. Do you fancy Nando's? Origami, I love Nando's. They over here there was a phrase going around saying Nando's is the white man's KFC. Although Nando's is Portuguese and KFC is obviously KFC, so, or is Nando's Brazilian? I can't remember. But I remember going to Nando's with somebody, and they caught the hot sauce on the back of their hand there, and they thought it was ketchup. So they licked it off their hand, and within moments, they were crying because their face was on fire. That was interesting. That was interesting. P statement. I will forever go to that when I want to discuss tea. I think this is down to years of trying different methods, because I was drinking tea when I was still in sippy cups. Like I think the first time I ever had a cup of tea, I was going to midnight mass with my nan, and it was put in my sippy cup. So I was born with it. But back then they didn't put sugar in it, so I think I would have stuck to the church ceiling if that had happened. What food did you all love as a kid but don't really like now? Oh, I used to love. I used to love shepherd's pie a lot when I was a kid, but I'm not. I'm not. I. It's not that I dislike it. It's that it's not my go-to. KFC is not as good in the States as it is abroad. Popeyes though. I've never not tried Popeyes. I still need to go down Chick-fil-A. All right. I'm booking a flight to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to all the chicken places, and I'm hitting Road Atlanta. I'm hitting that circuit because I do it on the games all the time, and I want to ride around it. So I'm gonna rent a motorbike, and I'm gonna go on track, and then I'm gonna eat all the chicken. That's my itinerary. I'm gonna spend a week out there, maybe two. Um, Fun fact: I read somewhere that if a British soldier were to get lost, he is supposed to first brew tea and think of what to do. Haven't fact checked though. Um, Origami, that's not just for soldiers. That's just for British people in general. If you are a true Brit and you are not sure of what to do next, the first thing you need to do is make a cup of tea, because then that will increase your cognitive abilities. Um, and help with your decision-making processes. So if you are not sure on what to do and you haven't made a cup of tea, you are doing everything wrong. It's that simple. It's that simple. Favorite food as a kid versus now. I make a great shepherd's pie, very flavorful. I would like to try that sometime. And like I say, it's not that I dislike it. It's just that it's not my favorite thing anymore. It changes. Chick-fil-A is everything. Well, I've never tried Chick-fil-A. Never tried Chick-fil-A. I think it was only in the last 4 years that we had that Taco Bell came over to the UK. That reminds me of a post I saw on what was Twitter. It's now X. Someone had put they tagged Taco Bell and they said, "Thank you for my dinner." Thank you for my dinner this evening. And then they just left it at that. And Taco Bell replied, "Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the comment. What did you have?" And the instant response was diarrhea. Love as a kid and still love now. I was one of those weird kids that had proper vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, and I still love those now. Sometimes I eat those on its own. Are we cooking? Are we cooking?
How does a dog? Oh.
Phone adverts. I'm vegetarian. I don't even like vegetables. So what do you eat? Do you eat like don't tell me you eat tofu. I've tried tofu and it tastes like cardboard. Whether it was done the right way or not, I don't know. I don't know what the right way is because after that I didn't really touch it again. I was handed it on a plate and they were like, "Try some tofu," and I'm like, "Okay." Manifesting question. Have you ever almost blocked yourself from receiving something you were manifesting? Yes. Yes. It was I thinking about it, I actually manifested my motorcycle, my Yamaha R1. I was in the market to buy a new motorbike and I had my eye on a different brand. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. And then it was my first really, really big bike. And then I tried my friend's one out. He had basically the same bike as mine, just a little bit older. So I had I took it for a little test ride, and I fell in love with it. I gelled with it so well. I just literally, it was like I'd been riding this thing forever. Um, I said, yeah, I really enjoy it. And then I went back and I was like, yeah, but I still want this one. Yeah, which was the first one I'd seen, and I hadn't ridden it or anything like that. I was like, yeah, I still really want this one. Still really want this one. Um, but then I was like, but that one would be cool. And then lo and behold, the newer one, which is the one I've got now, came up, and it worked out about the same price when previously they've been more expensive. And I was like, oh, this one's come up, but I still think I should buy that one. And then the first one I looked at had sold. Somebody else had bought it. But another one had came in, which was a different color, and the history on it was a bit dodgy. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go look at it. And then I got on the phone to the dealership, and they were like, yeah, we're not selling that anymore. And I'm like, but I want it. I'm gonna come up and buy it tomorrow. And then I sort of sat down and I spoke to my dad about it, and he was like, why don't you just get the R1, because it's in better condition. It's now cheaper than the one that you're looking at, and you've ridden it anyway, so you know what it's like, and you got on really well with it. So I was almost trying to force myself to buy the bike that I shouldn't have gotten, instead of the one that I deeply wanted, even though it was staring me right in the face, literally saying, buy me, buy me, buy me. And it almost blocked that. Was a bit annoyed with myself. A little bit annoyed. But no, it all worked out. Yeah, because I looked at it and I was like, nah, this can't be right. Can't be right. Patricia, speaking of blocking, and I've just seen this on Subconscious Loz's feed. Stop blocking them like a psycho. I love that woman. I love that woman. Synchronicity. I think I'm gonna get off soon. I'm getting hungry. How long have I been on? I don't know how long it's been. Getting hungry. Oh, it doesn't say. I don't know how long I've been doing a stream. Never mind. Good evening, Brittany. How are you? Origami, Mr. Nat, will you ever plan on doing merch? I fancy your cap. It looks really good on you. Well, thank you. However, this is not my merch. This is from a company called Red Torpedo. There's a motorcycle racer named Guy Martin that designed these. He used the number 8. I've actually got 3 of these in different colours. So I've got a black and grey one, a black and orange, and the black and green one. So yeah, I think he has a website, or if you check out Red Torpedo, which is a brand I wear, they'll probably have them on there. Shout out to Brittany. How are you doing? Origami spreading the love. Doing well. Glad I could join. Well, I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for joining us. We've been talking about quite a few things today. Food. What we would do if we were a man or a woman for a day. Got new. I'm in the process of recording a new video. What else? Talked a little bit about ego versus self-concept, or ego in self-concept. Talked about what other creators we've stumbled on this journey, what brought us here. What else? Talked briefly about SP scams, which is always a funny one. Origami, the spanner on the hat we can see from the camera angle really suits your aesthetic. Ah, thank you so much. This was actually kind of my inspiration for my logo. But I think, given the name of the channel, I wanted something which implies that something is being worked on or being fixed. Hence the metaphysical mechanic, and the spanner in the fist thing. I do a fair amount of mechanic work outside of YouTube and my regular job, so it just kind of fit. And I think it was on a Sunday service that Sean did before Christmas. He said, Nat's got the spanner in his name because he is a mechanic of both the metaphysical and the 3D world. So that's kind of where I got that from. So kudos to Sean for saying that day. And yeah, it just kind of stuck, and I think it stuck in the best way possible. So, but no, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Odin. Odin's doing a big stretch at the moment. Are you stretching, buddy? Hop up. Hop up. Hello. Say hello. Say hello. Here we go. Oh, I've caught the wire on my laptop. You okay there, buddy? We need to get you like a platform or something to sit on, don't we? So you can see everybody, or everybody can see you. You gonna hop up? Hop up? Nope. He's not interested. Not interested. Come on. Hop up. Come on. He's wagging his tail, so he's happy with the attention. What's the matter with you? He just wants fuss. He's leaning up against my leg to say, yes, human peasant, stroke me. Human peasant. What do you want? What do you want? You're just going to sit there? Okay, hop up. Hop up. Come on. Hop up. Hop up. You know what I mean? Hop up. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. That's better. Good boy. Do I get kisses? Nope. Totally ignoring me. You right there, bud? He sleeps for so long. You've been sleeping all day. Yeah, don't look at me like that. And then he'll just stare into space for hours. What's going on? Huh? What's up? What's the matter with you? What do you want? What do you want? What's his favourite activity other than sleeping? Probably being outside. Occasionally during my working day, if I'm working from home, I'll let him out in the garden, and I won't see him for a good couple of hours because he's chilling on the lawn. He just watches the world go by. He's quite a placid dog. But he loves people. He really enjoys people. Don't you? What do you want? What's the matter? What's the matter? It's funny how dogs are often taller when they're sat down than when they're actually stood up. What are you staring at me for? What's wrong? Come here. Here. Hop up. Hop up. What do you want? Talk to me. He's just a giant ball of fluff. Can I say hello? Say hello. Ah, thanks, bud. You could probably put a saddle on him and ride him into battle. But go on then, off you go. Go on. Go on. Or not. Do what you like. It's fine. Got a German Shepherd, is that? Or that girl's so friendly with people, we can't even call it a guard dog. I mean, he is very much a guard dog. If he sees if he sees or hears anything of a violent nature, as such as shouting or anything like that, he does get very, very curious and very inquisitive at the same time. So I have no doubt in my mind that should the time ever come, he will, guard what's his. He's easy to clean snow off his fur. We've not really had snow here that he's experienced in my care, so I can't tell you that. Trying to dry him when he's wet though, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. I mean, it's going to be interesting tomorrow because we currently have a rain warning in the UK. So I'd imagine there's going to be like a big storm coming, and we have to go out in it, don't we, bud? But yeah. Okay, ladies and gents. Ride him into battle. It's the most British thing I've heard today. Well, you could put a saddle on him and ride him into battle. You know, you'd be like something out of Braveheart with a dog. Right, ladies and gents, I am going to depart because I am hungry. Are you hungry? Do you want some food? Yeah? Okay. I've got to feed him as well. Got to feed the wolf. I don't know why he's hungry again. But yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. If you want to hit the like button on this video, that would be amazing and really, really appreciated. Please also share the channel with anybody that you feel could benefit from it. If you have any burning questions, please do feel free to contact me, either via the channel or other means, if you can do so. Don't forget the school link. I'll put the school link up. If you're not on school, then do have a look, have a join. And I bid you good night until next week. Thank you.